Make sure your call-outs are clear and concise. Nobody act crazy. I swear, please, nobody go rogue today, right? Short week. Everybody be cool. Let's have an amazing week. Lots of energy today. Let's kick some ass. Let's go. All right, let's rock and roll. I can see, let me flip this. Apple pulling back to the downside. We want to see Apple get above this 242.20 range. 242.20 is going to be everything to Apple. I can see right here, SPY is fighting on the close of day yesterday. It's fighting between red and green right now. It is to the downside. That is to the downside. It's bouncing on VWAP right here. We are getting a move to the downside for SPY and ES futures and Apple right now. I am in ES futures to the downside. Waiting to see if this will continue to break. Nice, nice. I'm up 125, 137, $237 so far. Oh, I just made $150. Had too tight of a stop, just got stopped out. That is ES and SPY to the downside. I had way too tight of a stop on that. Should just let that keep running. It's my fault. Still pulling to the downside here on SPY. Same with Apple. Let me pull this up on the big screen. NVIDIA is up 1.5% today. I told you guys to keep an eye on it. SPY bouncing around this area. See if we're going to get a bounce here off VWAP or not on SPY. AVGO is up 1%. NVIDIA is now up 2%. Hopefully you guys are all making money on that, yes. 2% on NVIDIA. Let me pull that up. Oh, that's glorious. I told you guys NVIDIA this morning in the VIP, right? 2%. Nice job.
Just made $200 on video, coach.
Great job. SPY continuing to pull to the downside here. No, I don't recommend any leverage in the beginning. You should only be training in the beginning, not trading at all. You should not be trading at all in the beginning. So no, you should not be using leverage in the beginning. Question from TikTok. SPY here still to the downside. ES futures following. SPY bouncing all around. SPY is red now, though. It was fighting close of day yesterday.
Hey Coach F2 here. My journey at the beginning, I was here about a month after you started and I blew up my account in no time and realized this might not be for me. But here the last few months, I gave it another chance, followed all the rules and everything, and become quite successful. I just want to say how thankful I really am for the community, for all the extra training, and just thanks for making it at home and feeling like family. ADT is a place to go.
Welcome to the Aftermarket. American Dream Trading. You have entered the Aftermarket. AmericanDreamTrading.com. Welcome. You are now in the aftermarket.
Welcome to American Dream Trading's The Aftermarket Live Chat and Watch Party. I am Dawn, aka J&J Video Reacts, and this is a stream that we created over here to cater to you guys, you traders. This is an aftermarket show where we can decompress and let our hair down, chit chat, talk to each other, focus on Coach's training and his strategy so that we can continue to get better. Continue to watch his videos, focus on his strategies. And who is Coach, you ask? Coach is Chad W. Christian. He's a 32-year stock market vet. And if you have not caught his live at 9 a.m. here on YouTube and also over here on Twitch, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, he is everywhere. Catch him at 9 o'clock Eastern time in the morning, and he goes live. You saw a little bit of his live there. That was the very beginning of today's live. And I mean, he is the only coach that does live open mic where we can all interact with him and talk to him while we are doing our paper trading. And he instructs us on everything we should be doing. Entering trades. That's why tonight we're focusing on entries. Entering trades, getting in trades, getting out trades, everything in the middle. We're instructed on it. We're taught on it. We're trained and mentored by him. Thank you, Coach. Thank you for letting us use your YouTube channel to hang out aftermarket and decompress and just basically talk about what we did for the day. I personally did a lot of hanging back today. It was a bit choppy. So, and I saw your message down there. Good for you, Maria. Way to discipline yourself. Way to stay out. I read that entire message. I was not going to get caught up with death by 1,000 cuts myself. I got into a couple of small trades, didn't make much money. Mostly I broke even though. Didn't make what I wanted to make because of the chop, and I refused to trade in the chop. So yeah, I didn't have a big day today, but I was, I wasn't red. Let's put it that way. So as long as you have a green day, it doesn't matter what the amount is. Consistency in being green in your trades and in your trading day is what we're after. One of the things that can help with that is getting your trading entry right. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Come up here on the panel. I got a couple links down there for you. One is AmericanDreamTrading.com. That's where you will go and click. It's pinned to the top of the live chat. Go over there and click over there and get 25% off using code 2025 on any of your first time purchases. So if this is your first time with us, go ahead and get that 25% off. If you decide to get a monthly membership, that's 25% off of your first month, and it will renew at the regular rate after that. If you get a yearly membership, it's 25% off your first year. So go over there and get that discount. Come on, hurry up. Get on over there. AmericanDreamTrading.com. It's pinned to the top. And for those of you watching us on the replay game, it is in the description of the video. Also, the live stream link is down there. For those of you, it's got restream within the link. So that is how you will identify. Come on up here, join the panel. You don't have to have your camera on like me. But if you want to come on up here and share some of your favorite entries, where you got in, what helped you to make money. We're all about, being profitable over here the right way. We don't chase call outs. We're not taught that way. We're taught the right way. But come on up here and talk about some of your entries. If you got in today, if you managed to do some channel trading, because this was perfect for a scalper today. This was a perfect day for a scalper. Shout out to Palm Coast. He was on here last night, and he is always so insightful, so amazing to hear from him and have him on the panel when he's here. When we were talking about triggers, trading triggers last night, things that just make you do dumb shit. So Palm, thank you. And he's trading the lights out right now. I believe I think he had a 6-figure day or close to it. And he last month almost cleared 7 figures within the month of December. So shout out to Paul. We're gonna give him the bell. And he makes an appearance on here from time to time and gives us insights. Shout out to Nate. Nate is also one of the millionaires in our organization. Coach has created over 11 of them from people who basically, a lot of them had no idea how to trade. So he gave them the knowledge. They were extremely successful, and we continue to all be successful under him. He has retired hundreds of people, have left their 9 to 5 because of Coach. Also, click that tip jar. Go ahead and throw a couple dollars in there for yours truly. That is also how I get paid. That is part of my income. And while it's not mandatory, it is much appreciated if you guys throw a couple of tips in. Tip your moderator, man. It's like tipping your waitress. You know what I mean? So that is greatly appreciated. Let me see who's jumping in backstage over here, man. All right, we got Miss Sally on board.
Hey, everybody.
What's up, honey?
Oh, not much. Thought I'd stop by.
Well, it's always a pleasure when you do.
Thank you. I'm making Mexican chicken, so I gotta watch for bowling.
Mexican chicken, okay. What's involved in that? What, hot chilies? What?
Well, I don't know why they call it Mexican. I do put rotel in it.
What's rotel? A spice?
Rotel?
Yeah.
It's got your bell peppers, your onions, little stuff like that in it.
Like a pico de gallo type thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just gives it real good flavor, and cream of mushroom, cream of chicken. And when I boil my chicken, I do it in chicken broth to give it better flavor.
All right.
And then when I'm mixing everything up, I put my chicken in there with everything, and I put a cup of cream of mushroom soup, a cup of that water in there with it.
Okay.
That's the basics. Doritos on bottom, cheese, Doritos on top. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I guess an Arkansas, Oklahoma chicken Mexican.
Well, that sounds like a meat eater's dream. You know, I'm vegan, but that sounds like a meat eater's dream. And back in the day when I ate chicken, that definitely sounds like something I would have eaten. So
Well, you wouldn't have to. I don't think you'd have to put chicken in it.
You know what? Just listening to what you had in there, a lot of the veggies, onions, peppers, just a stir fry, throw some mushrooms in there. Oh my!
Oh yeah,
yeah.
You can have fun with that.
And right now I'm a raw vegan, so I don't even eat anything cooked. But I tell you what, that sounds good. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Even to me, that sounded really good.
Yeah.
So we're all headed over to your house. I'll eat just the veggies. And
that's fine. I'll make a special pot just for you.
Okay. Yay. She loves me. I love her too.
I do love you.
I'm so happy to have you here. Did you trade today?
I did a little bit and I lost. And I said, fuck it. That's 2 days in a row.
Woo! Give it up for Callie, man. It does not hold back. Callie, I don't blame you, baby girl. It was chop suey.
It was chop suey.
Yeah. So I did not play with this stuff. I think I may have made $10. So I'm like, you know what? When it looked like I was getting ready to lose that 10 because it wasn't staying where I thought it should stay. And here's another thing. I got in another trade, but I broke even. I didn't make any money on it. I didn't lose any money on it. I got an Nvidia today, but I got in a little bit too late and I went a little bit too far out of the money. I've journaled it and figured out what I did. Journaling is the key, y'all. I'm telling you, if you're not journaling, you can go back over what you did and figure out where you went wrong. And I got in a little bit too far out of the money and a little bit too late, which caused me to. I had at one point I was up $20 because I was in puts because it went down for a minute, but it ended up, I ended up losing it right back as soon as a small pullback happened because of my position and when I decided to get into it. So, you know, you got to watch those things. I know good entries, I know where to get in, but I saw it being choppy, so I wanted to wait, and I just waited a little bit too long. That's all. But
Yeah.
Nvidia, man, Nvidia went down today. What did you play?
I didn't write it down. That's one of my problems.
You didn't write.
I didn't write down what I played.
You don't remember what you were in?
No,
Okay.
no,
I
I
know
don't.
you don't remember what you were in, Callie. Come on now.
So I was in Apple.
Bye.
Yeah,
Were
and
you?
it like ate my lunch, and so I went to Spy, and it ate my lunch, and that's where I said, "Fuck it." Yeah,
Oh man,
yeah.
Spy
But
is.
I think my problem is I don't get in that scalping mode.
Yeah,
I'm just kind of like in there sitting and waiting, and there's
I
so
like
much
doing a 2-week
information.
WO.
Yeah. And there's so much information like the indicators and the 21's got to be over the VWAP, or if it's not, if the 9 is under, then don't get in. And just, there's just so much. And
Amen.
you get in there and you lose focus. I do. But also scalping.
Hey,
Well,
hey, man.
What's
why
up?
don't you,
How
why
y'all
don't you come
doing?
on the camera and let us see your pretty face?
Oh no, hell no, not tonight.
Woo!
So I went through some stuff today, and I don't know. I think you, Callie, I don't think you were on, but Don, I think you were on when I was talking to Palm.
This afternoon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
I was listening. I was editing a video, but I was listening in and out.
okay.
Did you ask him about or did I hear you ask Coach? No, I heard you ask Palm, but you said something about options, right?
Well, yeah, it was a couple things. It was twofold, really. I said the morning is like kind of is beating me up,
Yeah.
and so I'm losing money, and so I'm going into the regular market down.
That's what it was.
And
You asked him, did he have some tickers for
Yeah.
you
yeah,
that he could
exactly.
recommend? Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm going to try that, and I'm going to settle down. I still want to be in the morning, but because it's really, really useful, but I have to restrain myself. I just have to, because it's stressing me out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. But you know what? And I'm so glad you're not doing options, because it would be 10 times worse. What's happening? Like, talk to me. What is it, the entry point? What's
Mhm.
happening?
Yeah. So I think I was getting like see, I wasn't scalping enough, and I was trying to hold.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then, as you know, when you start to lose and you want to make it up, so you hold it a little longer. And then I've just made some really stupid mistakes. Like, I got into 3 trades this morning, and then I was in that VIR, and I was up on VIR, and that one, because I was heavy. Well, first of all, I put 200 shares into Kerr, and then it was going up, and I was like, okay, cool. And so I just got wrapped up in VIR and forgot about Kerr, and it went up, and I was up like a bunch, and then it knife dropped, and I didn't notice it.
Oh,
And so I
yeah.
was down like $400.
Oh,
And
shit.
I never got it back. Like, yeah. And then, yeah, it was just one
Yeah.
thing after the other.
It
Yeah.
reminds me of me when I first started. I was losing big like that. Like, I
Yeah.
was taking, my checks that I get, and I was trading like my car payment money that's like $485 a month. I would take that and try to trade it and double it and end up losing it a lot of times.
Ugh.
And yeah, the yeah, it's embarrassing. The group ended up helping me get my car out of repo.
Yeah,
That's
that's
how bad it got.
amazing. I love
So,
this group. There's no
I
ego
mean,
here.
come on, that was crazy. But they really did. And here's the thing,
They're wonderful.
400, yeah. Well, you, Miss Thing, you're amazingly wonderful.
It was everybody that made it. It was everybody that done it.
Yeah. And here's the thing, 400, 700 at a clip. I was losing a lot of money, Coco.
Yeah,
And
that's
it
what I'm
added
doing.
up.
Yeah.
And it added up to put me in a hole probably close to like 5-6 grand, if not more.
Ooh.
So over the course of time, right? And
Yeah.
that's why you're hearing me say I finally got my bills caught back up because I stopped doing that. Remember when we said, hey Kelly, do me a favor, baby. Can you mute your mic? Because I'm hearing an echo. I think
It's on the headset.
okay.
Oh, this,
Yeah, maybe turn your YouTube down or something. But what was happening was oh man, it was and you had some success early, and that happened to me early. You know what I mean? I made $2,000 in a Netflix trade, and I thought I was the shit. And if you end up doing that, it'll kind of curb you a little bit. And if you do what I did and go back to the basics and just trade so small, you know what I mean? Because you've already established that you might have to go back to the JOB right now anyway, right?
is that echo better?
Yeah. Did we lose her?
Still here. We lost Coco.
Oh man, Coco. I'm sitting here talking to Coco. I thought that was you that dipped out with the thing.
Can you still hear it?
No. Nah, ba. Testing 1, 2. Nope, I can't hear it.
Discord was still on. And it played music.
Oh, that's what happened.
But
Well,
I'm still hearing music.
I wonder what happened. Maybe your phone died. I feel stupid. Thanks, Coco. I'm talking to myself.
She's still there.
Huh?
Yeah, she was there. That
Yeah,
was
she's
a while
on
ago.
that. Yeah. Well, I mean, here's my thing, right? And we're gonna get to the entry points in 2 seconds. But here's my thing. It's like if you go small, and I mean so small that it doesn't even matter. And this was hard for me to do. If you're still listening. This was hard for me to do, Callie, because I needed the money so bad. And especially being in the hole, right? I needed that damn money. I needed to make it back. I needed to trading needed to pay off big time because I was in the hole. And because I kept that mentality and kept going in and kept going in and trying to win big, I kept losing big. So I had to take trading off the table altogether because my wife and I together have enough income to get our bills paid properly, right? And I was using that money to trade. So when I stopped doing that and ended up just putting off a small account, right? Just putting off a small account to practice trading. And I'm talking a share or two at a time, $5-10 at a win, 50-cent wins, things like that I couldn't even buy a cup of coffee with. So the money didn't matter. That's when things got better for me. I started trading much better. Why? Because the pressure was off. I started using my bill money to pay bills and getting them caught up, making deals with my creditors and negotiating with them, getting them to defer some of the payments and working things out and getting myself caught up. And now I'm almost completely caught up. And right now I'm only trading for sport. I'm not using it for money. When you take that off the table while you're in the learning process, it does so much better because then all you get to focus on is the learning, not the money, because you're not using it for that. So, Coco, if you still hear me, please just try to do that. Hopefully this wasn't your only source of income. You've got some money set aside that you're living off of and not using the trading for living expenses, because that puts too much pressure on you and you can't think straight, and you make mistakes in the trades. It never fails. That's why 90% of traders fail. So, you know what I mean? Please, you got to
Oh
take it
yeah.
to the table and get good at the little shit first before you start using it for income or anything like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Like Jay Netflix said, the struggle is real.
It is real, Jeanette. It is.
Yeah.
It is
And,
real. And that's one of the
and
reasons why I love this group, because we're such a support group. You know what I mean, Cal? We're such a support group.
oh yeah.
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I definitely don't know what I would do without this group. I mean, this coach has created an amazing family here. We all
Yes.
support each other. When somebody's doing bad, we just jump in and try to support them in any way that we can. Shout out to Christina. We didn't hear from her today. And if you are listening to this, we miss you, we love you, and we hope you're doing okay. And you are in our prayers that everything gets turned around for you and gets on the up and up. All right.
Yeah.
So, let's see.
There she is.
Yeah.
Hey girl, did you finally get back?
That
I
is-
thought that was
That's
Coco.
Pebbles. That's Pebbles. Pebbles, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, Pebbles.
I know. I thought it was her
Said
too,
it was a
Callie.
bad day.
I thought it was her too. And he's got blonde hair.
Yeah, a lot of blonde hair.
Yes, you do.
Coco said she was having a bad afternoon, and then when you came on with blonde hair, I thought it was her. Your hair was all crazy.
Yeah, I'm blonde hair and I'm 78 years old.
There you go.
How
you doing?
Well, I did okay today, but I tried to, in the pre-market, I tried to do some scalping. I haven't done it before. And so I got in on the trade. I got in on T-PET, and actually I got in on the 2-minute EWO. And then it dawned on me I got to be on 1 minute. And but I did okay. And then but later on, when the real market opened up, I thought, well, I'm gonna continue doing practice trades. But I have two screens up here. I've got my real screen up, and I've got my paper trading screen up. And so somebody mentioned gold, and I thought, well, I'll trade that because it looks pretty good. So I entered it in on the wrong screen, on the real trade, and but I don't ever have more than 10 shares up on my screen. So a mistake, if I make a mistake, it's only 10 shares. And like an idiot, I got out of it right away and by mistake made 20 cents. But my plan today was just to practice trading and work the mechanics with my hands and stuff to try to negotiate, which is what I did. And I played SPY on paper. I didn't do it on the computer at all. I just went in and out.
That was smart. That was smart. Even though SPY probably would have paid you pretty good today. That's smart, especially if you're not used to trading it.
Well, I wasn't doing options. I was doing shares. But
oh, okay.
I just wanted to follow SPY to see how it performed.
Right.
So,
got you.
So that's all.
Wow, man, that was good. Good for you. I'm glad you made a couple dollars today.
No, 20 cents.
Well, 20 cents. You were green. Is my
green.
point.
That's better than mine. That's better than mine.
You were green. You know what I mean? Plus that's another thing, that I wanted to say to Coco too, is you got to be careful with that multiple trades at a time, because I've kicked my own ass doing that stuff. You know what I mean?
No,
I've heard
one at a
do
time.
it. Yeah, one at a time. You got to do one at a time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But let's go into tonight's episode, which is entry points, right? Excellent entry points. Now, let me ask you guys a question. What?
Nothing.
What do you think is an excellent entry point? We hear Coach talk about it all the time.
Well, I'm looking for the 9 now.
When you're above all the indicators.
Especially the 9. See, before I was going in, I was waiting till 9, and the whole team got up above VWAP. But now I'm looking just for 9 to get above VWAP, and for the other stuff to kind of line up. But I want some space between the 9 and the 21, and of course I want the candle up on the top there, so it's got some space to come on down.
Right.
So,
Now, as far as chart patterns, I think that's more what I'm aiming for.
okay.
Do you guys know what one of Coach's favorite entry points is?
Double bottom.
top.
Oh,
Yep.
double top, double bottom. There you go, Coco.
Hey, Coco.
It took me all this time to get back in. My
I'm
God.
just glad you're back. I'm like, was it my breath?
No, my God. You know, I'm new at YouTube, so man. Okay.
I do, honey. It's okay. It's okay. We were just talking about entries. We're gonna get right back to you in 2 seconds. We were just talking about entries here. Double top.
And double bottom.
I gotta leave, Dawn.
What's that?
I've got to leave. I've got Bible study tonight, so we'll see you later.
Bye.
See you.
All right, honey.
See you
Thanks
tomorrow.
for stopping in.
Take care.
Bye, Pebbles.
But we got double top is one of Coach's favorite entries right here. This might help you too, Coco. If you wait for some of these setups, like these double tops, and then things like this, like a double bottom, where it bounces, you know what I mean? Or if you do something like a breakout, see how that's breaking out of that channel to the bottom?
Yeah.
That's what that was the beginning of what started helping me. David talks about breakouts all the time. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
And
for sure.
once it's choppy like that, just leave the chop alone and wait for it to break up or break down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I can tell you what my problem, one of the biggest problems was, because I'm going to change it, is that I was used to the morning, totally just the morning, scalping. So I was waiting for a run up and, and everything was it's just so fast and, it's crazy and I'm new. And so I was really trying to keep up, and and so then I'd go over to the regular market. And I didn't have to worry about volume typically, but I had a whole other problem because I can't short anything and I can't buy puts and I can't buy options and I can't afford to buy so many shares of what everybody's talking about. And so I was like completely lost trying to find my way and looking at the inverse of this and that. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, I was all confused, but I think today really helped a lot. I have gained a ton of knowledge since I've been, in doing everything. So I'm not completely blind, but Palm suggested to do the TSLL and the whatever the inverse is.
TSLQ.
Yeah, so I can do it up and down. And I was just buying one share today. You'd be proud of me at the end of the day, just going up and then one share down, then up and down, because Ford was driving me bananas. I mean, after the pre-market and then trying to look at Ford, I was like, I'm going to throw myself out the window here,
Yeah. Ford is like watching paint dry, right?
Yeah, that'd be more fun. Just toss myself out the window. It's more fun than that.
That's why everybody said, who said that today? Nobody likes Ford. I heard somebody say that.
Palm said that. He's like, yeah, you don't want it. He's like, that's not what she's saying. That's not what she's trying to say. Yeah. So I'm just going to, bring it way back. I'm dialing it back. And I think what I'm going to do is instead of coming in at 4 because I'm already like nervous, and I'm like, when I was saying I think I have high blood pressure, I was like, I'm not kidding,
Right,
and
right.
so I think I'm gonna come in like around maybe right before 6, something like that, and just dip a toe and see what's going on, but not get overly involved,
Yeah, let me go ahead
because I need to settle in. Like, it seems like the people who are really, really experienced
and
here, what I gather is that they focus in on one or two, you know, um, whatever, not trays, but,
tickers.
stocks. Yeah,
Tickers,
yeah,
yeah.
stocks that they really
Like
like, and
David.
they know it. Yeah,
Yeah. Like
yeah,
David and Eric, and David and Eric. David just does Apple. Eric just does Apple and Spy. He looks at
yeah.
XPX. I tried doing that. I'm too scattered. What I did do though was I honed in on one particular style, which allows me to trade anything.
Oh,
You
okay.
gotta
What's that? What
that's
style?
that's that 9 trading. That's trading off the 9.
Yeah, that's
Um
huge.
Yeah, I have, instead of picking one stock, I picked one strategy that would work on anything. And it seems to be working for me. I'm waiting for everything to line up. Are you doing that? Are you waiting for those setups?
Um, I know to do it. Have I been on and off? I haven't been consistent, but I am going to now because I have seen the last couple days that I've been really
When you
aware of
don't.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
Yep.
losing. I don't
That's what we
care.
were telling you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll happen. If you look, don't do what I did. I did a whole year and a half of losing before I finally started just doing this.
confessing.
And just putting my hands behind my back and Dawn, that setup is not there. You know what the proper setup looks like. Don't get in early. Stop it.
Exactly.
Stop
Dawn,
it.
did you tell anybody or did you hold it inside?
Oh, no, no, no. I vented. I vented too much. Coach had to pull me up on the DMs and be like, yeah, that's a little bit too much. You know what I mean? I
Okay.
vented like so much here, live, in the Zoom, everywhere.
Wow.
And it was because of that I got the help that I needed, because Nate reached out, Mark McSee reached out, Coach. I mean, they just kept, hammering things in me. And Nate kind of took me under his wing like a little sister and's like, come on in the pre-market. You know what I mean? And I've been in there over a year now, ever since. And just
Mhm.
listening. And even I was doing what you were doing. I was still losing in the morning, got bored with it, went back to options. I'm like, I'm trying, Nate, but I just, so what, I finally got to the point where it sounds like you are getting there as well. I got tired of losing.
Yeah,
I got
exactly.
tired of losing, Coco. I'm like, shit, man. I've got to do something, because no matter what I do, I don't have this. I thought I did, but I don't. And I said, okay, let me go back to this one stock at a time shit. Okay. It's like
Mhm.
I went back to the Prima. I never left it, but I would be editing a video. I would half be paying attention. I started honing in on my entries. I was sitting and waiting in the weeds, but it would never come down to me because I was down so low. And I started learning about how to use the whole volume thing with where I entered.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I realized that was huge. Like, okay, Nate says when you're entering a stock, make sure there's volume in it. And if it's a low float, you're going to get a lot of movement in it. Well, I started doing that. I stopped entering in stocks that didn't have any volume, just getting down low, waiting for it to come to me. I waited for the stuff that had volume. If it doesn't have volume, don't get in it.
Yeah.
Like, the stuff that we look at in the morning, if it doesn't have to where you're looking at it and it's got like under 100K, I wouldn't even touch it. But once it hits 100K, and if it still keeps pouring in, and the free float is under 5 million, or at least under 10, right? The
Mhm.
lower the better. That's where okay, let me go ahead, look at the L2, see where those orders are sitting at, and try to make an entry point. And I'll put it in really low, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stay there. If
Yeah.
it starts to lose volume, I will drop it. But this takes practice. It takes a ton of screen time to start to know when that happens. And
Yeah.
that's what you got to do. It's no other way to put it, baby girl.
No,
You've
and
got to sit there
I'm
and watch it.
watching you, and this
Yeah.
is so great, because now
Yeah.
I'm coming up behind you
Yeah.
doing and I'm going to be doing exactly what you've been doing. Well, I started today, one share on those, and
Yeah.
yeah, and that's what I'm going to do because I have to. I can't mess around. It's done. I'm done. I can't
Yeah.
go rogue, which I was doing. So
Clumpy cheese.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
My cheese is clumpy.
Oh, that's
You got
terrible.
clumpy cheese?
Nobody wants clumpy cheese. Oh man.
Oh, Coco, you're crazy. Callie, girl.
Oh man.
Oh man, we got to get a drink when we finally meet.
Oh yeah. Are you going to New Jersey?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
may have to hitchhike if I don't get my shit together. Gonna lose my truck. Just like in Texas. There's a dog
Oh.
in the truck at the same time. Hitchhike. Take up a GoFundMe. My
Right.
gosh. Get
Stop
myself together.
I was so there. I was so there. And I'm not out of the woods. I'm still learning. I'm doing a lot better, yeah. But I am still nowhere near where I need to be with my discipline. But that's what I figured out I needed to work on. It was no longer the trade itself, it was the discipline. I knew the entry points, and that's what will happen with you. I had to just keep watching. And you know what? I realized I'm like, okay, just watch. I went through a period of time where I stopped trading and I was just watching. Nate was like, "You trade today?" Nope. Oh,
Wow.
okay. And I'm like, nope, didn't trade. I went through a couple of weeks where I did not trade at all. I just kept watching.
Yeah.
And I would listen to Nate Callie. I would listen to him, watch what he was talking about. And I would be the one a lot of times, if Mark wasn't there, I would share my screen, but Mark was there then. And I would just watch what he was doing and listen to him and look at the L2 and screen record it and just watch it. And I'm like, oh, okay. When this is happening, that's what's happening with the candles.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay. And I just kept watching and watching and and I'm like, oh, and I would listen. I remember listening to that 9 that you were in, that 1111.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And just really honing in. That's when it started really turning around for me right then. And I'm like, oh, wow. I thought blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why. And then I remember playing with my entries, going in on pullbacks, but I would enter. And I've said this in the morning, trying to clue you in what I'm doing. Because I'm like, okay, I would get in here. Like that one this morning that went down to $3.50. I straight called that. I'm like, I would get in at $3.50.
Yeah.
And it went right down to that. Hey, Callie, mute your mic for me, baby.
What talking?
Huh? I know, but we're hearing paper and all that shit. Come on now. Help me out.
Yeah.
Stop it. I'm going to come to Arkansas and put my foot up that ass. Stop.
Oh my gosh.
And then I'm a haul ass.
Footstool.
I was about to say, and then I'm a haul ass. What were you saying, Coco?
Well, it would just be a lot easier if Palm would just marry me.
And he's married, so hopefully,
Oh crap.
wifey,
she
didn't
always
mean
something.
Oh man,
I'm
you'll
kidding.
get it. You'll get it.
Yeah.
We'll get you there. But you're doing the right thing. I got to tell you that right now. Going back to one share and just humbling it down and just focusing on just what the hell am I doing? What
Mm-hmm.
am I doing? How am I going to get this? Let me just start with one share and practice, 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 practice with something that won't even buy you a fucking pack of gum.
Yeah, you're not gonna believe. You're so right. I mean, the other day, I was like, I was trying to scalp something, and it was only like 3 or 4 cents, right? Just
Mhm.
up and down, up and down. And it was like all day I was trying to slay this thing with like 1,000 shares in. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it was only like, 10, 12, 15 cents or whatever, you know what I mean? But I
Yeah,
was just
yeah,
like
yeah.
1,000 shares, 3,000 shares, 5,000 shares. So I was like, I just want to do one and done. And it was,
Right.
and every time it would go down, like every time. And I was like, I'm so bad at this. I have to stop.
You're swinging for the fences. Plus, yeah, you're not looking at your entry points. That's why that's happening to
I
you.
thought I was, but it's
Yeah.
just like, oh my gosh, that was supposed to go up and now it's gone down. Why the heck? Yeah. So anyway, I can't do that anymore.
No, no,
No,
no,
I gotta
no.
find my
Hand
groove.
spank, hand spank.
Yeah.
So you'll be in there in the
Tomorrow.
morning Friday to
Oh
well tomorrow, right?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so we'll do a watch party. We'll watch some stuff
Cool.
and we'll pull up Trading View. That's a good thing to do. Pull up Trading View and do some replays and I'll enter some trades.
Oh fun. And I don't know how to do paper trading on that, so I'll watch you if you can teach, just show like how you
Yeah.
get the paper trading. That would be awesome too.
Yeah, do
Thanks
you
for
do the
doing that.
replays?
I know I'd never do.
I'll
No.
show you how to do the replays. It's a great way to practice.
Okay, very good.
Honey. This is you're gonna eat that up. You'll love that because it's what it does is all you do is go to the calendar, pick a stock, go to the calendar and pick a day, and it will replay that trade and give you the ability to buy and sell.
Oh, wow.
So you can
Listen,
act
I'm
like
having like trading dreams at night. I'm like, this thing
yeah.
doesn't work. I'm in trouble.
That
I'm
means you
totally,
like it though.
yeah, I do.
That
Yeah.
means you like it. When you dream about what you're doing for work or what you're doing, that means you like that shit. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's a good thing. You gotta like it
I do.
because it'll drive you crazy if you don't.
Well, and I love y'all,
On.
so it makes it better.
We love you too, honey.
Oh,
Coaches embraced you. All of us really have. You really add something to the group.
aw.
So yeah, you do. You do.
Well, I'm subtracting more than I'm adding these days. I can't wait to say, like Nana, I mean, she's just been, or Noonie rather, she's been,
Yeah.
I don't know, 3 months or something with it. Every day she is green. And I'm like, man, rock and roll.
Look, you think you're doing, some weird stuff. Noonie back in the day, and I'm talking back in the day as in last year, not that long ago, right? Like
Mm.
maybe 6, 7, 8 months ago. She was really struggling. She was swinging for the fences. She was doing a whole lot of stuff and losing a shit ton of money. I think Noonie probably lost 5 figures.
Oh,
Yeah. So she really had to hone it in and really had to buckle down and she took some time off, got with coach, got with Nate, and she started trading very small. You hear her, small position size was her key. And now she's more worried about the trade than she is making money. She
yeah,
admitted
I
to
love
her
that.
husband what she was doing. Her husband didn't even know. She was in a bad spot. She was in a bad spot. And I mean, she was talking about not even being here anymore, if you know what I mean.
Oh,
So she
wow.
was yeah, she was done. And she has made such a turnaround. I'm
Look at her
so
now, every
that's what we
day.
mean. That's why we're so extra proud because we all know where she came from.
Gosh,
So for her to be doing that well consistently, yeah, she's come a long way.
wow.
Somebody's trying to come in here with us. Let's see who that is.
Well, I feel hopeful now. I feel super hopeful, and thank goodness, talking to Palm today too. made me feel like, he really understood what I was
Yes.
saying. And, just everybody who chimed in, Vinny, Joe, everyone was great.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
That is so cool. I was so heavy trying to edit this video, but I was listening and I heard everybody chiming in. I would have, but I'm like, I will talk to her in the morning. I'm so glad you came on the show tonight because I wanted to chime in there too.
Oh, well, thanks for listening. Is
Oh,
that
yeah.
Jay? Hey, Jay.
Always. That's Maria.
Oh, that's Maria. Oh,
Yep.
hi. Hey.
Maria and Forrest just came up. Hey, Forrest.
Oh, hey, Forrest.
Hey, how are you doing, ladies?
Hey, good.
We're
Yeah,
doing
Forrest,
well.
you've been a real sweetheart too.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, well, just trying to survive like you.
Yeah.
We're all going through the same stuff. It sounds like everybody
Maria, I'm
goes
gonna
through the
kick your ass
same
like
stuff.
Callie. Mute that mic, baby.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Oh, is that what I thought it was? I thought that was in my head. It's like I gotta see a doctor.
It was
We
not
love
on,
you.
it wasn't me.
We know that. We didn't say that was you. That was Maria that time.
You said Callie.
Yeah.
I said you as bad as Callie. You know you got mic issues. Stop it, Miss Chicken Woman. You hear what she's making for dinner?
So is it the buzzing? Like, is that what you hear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's she
Okay.
making for
It's the
dinner?
light bulb in my garage. I don't know how to fix that.
Oh,
But
she's making Mexican chicken. Yeah, it sounds like it's weird. It sounds like static is going on every time you talk or every time you open your mic. Like if we talk, we can hear it. You know
Okay.
what? Wait a minute. That was. You know what? You got something turned up because I'm realizing now that's our voices.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me turn this. How about now?
Hello, 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 hello. Gone.
Okay. Sweet.
Good for you. Any advice for Coco?
So yeah, just what I wanted to say was like, it's not quick. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I know you've been here for a while, Coco. Like, well, you were here and then you left and then you came back, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, I've been here for consistently now for I'm on my 6th month.
Okay. Yeah, like it's just not quick. You know what I mean? Like it takes time. I mean, some people are quick, yes. But
that's not normal.
No, that's that unicorn thing or whatever. So just understanding that it's a process and you're paying for your education when you lose money. You know what I mean? But if you don't learn from it, you're not really getting educated. Yeah, and I do feel like you're learning from it. I don't mean that. But just I don't know. I feel like you like I don't know. You want to leave your job, you know? And so there's some pressure there. And that makes things harder for all of us.
Yeah, that's right.
It's so true. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we can tell you to stop pressuring yourself and stop thinking about that. But I know what you're going through because everybody was like, yeah, don't use Bill. I'm like in the back of my mind, shit, I need that money. Okay.
Right.
I need that money.
And
I'm going to have to trade it because that's the only money I have to trade with.
Right.
Yeah.
So your job
going back
to work is not like the worst thing in the world. I go and work, you know what I mean? I still clean houses and I'm happy to even have the work right now. And trading money is supplemental, and that might be a thing for a little bit. You know what I mean? But that's not a failure. That doesn't mean you didn't do it. It just means like Coach said, it is literally supplemental. Like it's your Ange came in for coffee and manicure money. Like
right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think it's the swinging for the fences and the like impatience. I know I am not a patient human.
Yeah. Impatience.
Are you patient, Coco?
Oh, hell no. Not at all.
Neither is Nate. Listen, remember Ted? Ted used to always quote Warren Buffett saying the market takes from the impatient and pays the patient. And he's
Right.
so
Yep.
right about that.
Ooh,
Tuition is paid for today. I paid
right.
my
Yep.
tuition today.
Warren figured it out. It takes from the impatient and pays it to the patient. And he is so right, because I notice every time I wait for a proper setup, I make money. When I don't, I don't. I end up getting death by 1,000 cuts. I always end up getting death by 1,000 cuts. If I jump in too soon, I'm like, shit, I get out, $10 loss. Then I
Right.
try to jump back in, another $10 loss. Before I know it, I've lost $100, even with little losses. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is
Mm-hmm.
not cool.
Right.
Stop, Dawn. Wait for the setup. Look, the setup wasn't there. I did that
Well,
the other day. I didn't look
and
for a
the other
double top
thing,
that was there.
the other thing is waiting for somebody to tell you what you want to hear. You know what I mean? Or like the secret. There isn't a secret.
Yeah, that
Like,
doesn't exist.
no.
Right.
Like,
No.
there's no, oh, this is the
Magic
key.
8
There's no
ball.
magic key. There's no secret. There's no, it is literally time. And I will tell you, it's also accountability. I feel like today, old me, and I want to be really transparent right now. Old me didn't come on the aftermarket. Okay? So new me, now if I get up here and talk to y'all, I feel like I have to like pull my, you know what I mean? Like practice what I preach, or like hold, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and it holds you more accountable. My journal is my journal, and yeah, I'm doing the 90-day challenge, but still, like, if I don't know, there's just something about being on camera, I guess, that
Why do you think
makes
I
it
started this show? Coco, do
right.
you know that story?
No.
I started this show on my own YouTube channel,
Okay.
and Coach ate it up. He loved it. He loved the idea of it. He loved everything about it, and said, okay, I want this over on my channel. Come on over here.
Oh wow.
I
I
was
don't
already
think
a
I knew that
moderator at that
story.
time, but he was
That's
like,
awesome.
"No, that's a good idea.
That's cool.
Just to give people a chance to vent and do just what we're doing right now. Help each other out, talk it out. Just
Right.
like what I tried to say. Listen, same thing Maria said. It takes time. It really does. It's a slow process. I hate that about it, but it is a very slow process. And you don't. And now that I've put 2 years in, it took me 2 years to get it. So I'm like, damn, 2 years has already gone by, but I'm finally getting this stuff. Thank
Right.
God.
And
You
I
know,
think I'm a year and 3 months in. And Coco, I'm not being ugly, so please just know that, like, I'm a
No.
teacher by trade, like, or at heart, and I hear you at like in the gold meeting for the small stocks, and the, you know what I mean, like, so if
Yeah.
like embrace it, take it in, you know what I mean, and learn that literally $10 a day. Well, you have a larger account, but still 10% or 2% a day on a larger account is freaking amazing. Like, that's awesome.
you have to
And
put this in hobby mode.
right.
Yeah.
That's how Ange came in. You got to put this thing on hobby mode. Not meaning you shouldn't be completely focused and want to spend all your time doing it, but put it in hobby mode where it doesn't matter whether you make money or not. You
Right.
know, because that's the only way you can focus on the trading itself.
Yeah. I have a real small cash account, and that's what I'm
Yeah,
gonna use. Yeah. It's like
good idea.
$1,100. You know.
Good
And
idea.
And
Don't touch your other
while
money.
you're practicing a new strategy, paper. You know, and I know it sucks. Like, I do not enjoy paper trading. It literally, because I am not a patient person, and paper trading is not very you know, like, it has so many, it's so clunky. It has like so many drawbacks. But
It's it's not realistic.
right. But at the same time, like Nate said, he paper trades literally on paper. Like, he writes
That's what
down
I
his
do.
entry and
That's
he
what I do.
writes down his exit.
Yeah.
You don't even
That way,
need,
there is no such thing as a fill or a bad fill or a
right.
good fill. Because with paper, it's
Yeah.
on a
That
simulated.
actually makes more
Yeah.
I
sense.
agree. Yeah, Forrest, you've been real verbal about that, and I agree with you. I mean, even today when I was just doing the one share, I was emotional about it. I was like, I'm not giving this back.
Yeah.
I want my
You
dollar.
That's
gotta
how I
be. You
am.
gotta be. You
Yeah.
know, when you lose 10 cents, it needs to piss you off because that means you did something wrong. You need to figure out what you did wrong.
Right.
Yeah, but
You know
yet
what I mean?
That's how I am.
Okay, hold up though, Don. We do have our stop losses set at like I mean, we can have the best entry in the world and something
the
go
pre-market?
awry, and we lose, our 2% on shares or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, it doesn't mean something went wrong, but we protected our assets. Like, that is what is.
I'm talking about the pre-market though.
Oh yeah, you can't in the pre-market.
Yeah, you don't have no stops in the pre-market.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Right.
but yeah, throughout the day, yeah, but it's
Yeah, I'm pretty much done with the pre-market and aftermarket, ladies, because I just, even today, I went in a little bit this morning and screwed myself because there was a couple of trades that it kind of fell, went the wrong way too quick, like it always does. And took away the profit that I had at all. And next thing you know, I'm like, damn it, I need to get an aftermarket stuff because it's just too risky. And,
Okay,
like
so
you said, we need to
remember what Nate told
protect
you
what we have to trade with. So
to let it settle? You remember that, Dawn?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So that first pop might look awesome, but what should you do with it?
wait.
Right. Because it can easily retrace that whole pop. You know what I mean? And if there's not news and there's no reason, it's literally like, I'll go on X and type it in and it'll be like, oh yeah, we're running this up, but there's no news. So I'm not getting in that. Like, because
and Nate just gave us a nugget of how to tell when that's going to happen. Remember what it is, right?
The 9 over the VWAP?
9 being under VWAP. If 9 is under VWAP, you know what I mean? Chances are it's going to pop and it's going to drop pretty quickly at some point.
I swear, it's like every
that's for sure.
every single time.
And when it goes over is when it drives up. Doesn't mean it's going to stay up, but it drives up when it goes over VWAP. You know what I mean?
Coco, are you going through that thing right now where like every trade you get into just starts going the wrong way pretty much as soon as you hit the button?
Like, yeah, exactly.
That's a charting thing though. That's a charting. It could be fixed.
Yeah,
That's a charting
yeah.
thing. That's a mark out the levels or look at the L2 or both. You got to learn the history of where that is. And you don't have to go way back, or it depends. But you got to go at least look in the pre-market high and the previous day
Right.
high and figure out what that stock did and where it went up and went down. That way, today in the trade you're in that moment, it's like, oh shit, the last time it got to this price, it dropped. That prevents a lot of that.
Yeah.
And or switch.
Yeah, that's another reason why I like the regular stocks during the day because you get like TSLL, like F2 straight, those kind of stocks have the history. These pre-market runners and all that. Sometimes they don't got nothing from the day before. You're just
quick money for us. They're not even meant to hang your hat on. You know what I mean?
Right. Those are pure scalps, which I was doing a little bit all right with those too. But like I said, now I'm pretty much I need to be able to use stops and protect myself just in case, so that my losses are so minimal.
Exactly, and that's the other thing is the stops. So, what are you mostly doing, Forrest? What stocks?
On my, I'll watch Soxel, I'll watch TSLL, and IWM. And unfortunately, IWM, I keep trying to do some options, and I've been doing better on all of them. But today I had a little hiccup on a couple things and went red. But I also had quite a few good trades too. IWM likes to bounce off of the 200 a lot.
Yeah.
They like to bounce off of VWAP a lot. So watching for those things and then watching for the doji reversal candles that pop up at those places. Almost that's where I've been getting better and better. And TSLL has its little patterns too with how it likes to do a little retest of the 21 and then climb a little more and do a little double top and maybe it keeps going in that direction, stuff like that. But they all have their own little way of moving and sticking to a 2 or 3, Soxel also very much likes to bounce off the 200. It might go through it a little bit, and that's where I'm starting to not get so scared by when it pops through one more candle and then reverses, where I used to freak out like, and I was getting all worked up about it. But man, it's just not easy, and it just takes a lot of time to watch these things. So
you keep hearing that, don't you? TSLL,
oh,
right?
yeah, because
And
it's cheap
TSLQ.
enough, you can actually do something with it. But like you were saying, Coco, about Ford, like in the beginning, I'm the same as you, Dawn. I can't sit here and watch stuff that doesn't move.
Yeah.
It makes me crazy. So
Yeah.
TSLL, IWM, Soxel actually moves pretty slow compared to TSLL, but it moves fast enough to actually keep my interest too, because something like Ford, I can't do it. I tried one of my first day. I'm like, nope,
Yeah.
and I want to watch
Oh,
just one. I
I
can't
feel
even
like
do that.
I feel like that's your ticket, Coco. TSLL and TSLQ,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they are inexpensive enough that you can buy a few of them, and you can buy it up and you can buy it down, since you can't do options. It covers all the bases for you.
I love
Yep.
it. I love it.
And here's the thing, just do them. Don't do any other, like, challenge yourself to not do any other stocks but those two. Just
Yeah.
like
teach you
David does
patience.
Apple. That way all the white noise gets blown away, and before you know it, you have learned the habits of TSLL and TSLQ.
Yeah.
And you can
And go
play them,
back
and they're cheap.
and do the replays, like Don was saying. Go back on the weekends and do the replays. And when you go back to work, I'm sorry, I should say, on weeknights, you're doing
We'll
the
throw it
replays.
on the replay tomorrow. TSLL.
Cool.
Right.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
try
I'll
to
do it
play
with you, Coco. And you know what else I've been doing, which has been really helpful, is instead of getting one share, which I know it's of course less risk yet, but doing 5 or even 10. And then after it jumps a little bit, I'll sell off 4 of the 5 and move the stop up for that last one to break even. And
That's great
I'm
for you, because
guaranteed,
then you're practicing your shedding.
and you're
Yeah.
guaranteed to make some money. I'm not even waiting for the shedding points. I'm like doing 1 or 2 candles maybe. And I'm like, okay, I got to get out of this thing before it reverses on me, move the stop up. So at least I get something. And it's not, eventually I'll wait longer, but right now it's at least getting me, I'm
Okay,
getting
so
more
It's
Forrest,
consistent.
getting you
are
green.
you
It's
doing
getting
the
you green.
2-minute
Yeah.
EWO, or are you on the 1 minute?
No, mostly scalping. The 2-minute EWO is even too slow for me. I literally go nuts watching that thing. I can't. I don't want to say I can't do it, because I can do it. I know I can. And most of the time, though, what's funny is I forget to even look at the Evo bars after I get looking at the stock, because I'm not.
Okay.
I'm,
So
I'm
candle
not.
trading then is more your thing.
Yeah, yeah, and
Okay.
and if I can get a
Nothing wrong
reversal,
with
that's
that.
that's where getting rid of the 4 shares and leaving 1. So if it does run further, great. I'll take another 3 or 4 candles. Usually, even after that point, no matter what it does, I'm like, okay, I just got to get out of this and move on, because I can't even sit there, even if I'm getting greener. I have a hard time sitting there longer than 2 or 3 minutes. So, yeah, I'm working on all that.
Oh gosh, that's great. Well, we'll be doing that together. Excited.
It sounds good. Let's do it, girl. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I will go live tomorrow
Yeah,
at
I'll do
9
it.
a.m. and we can
Okay.
hang out. We'll watch some of Coach's videos. We'll do some replays. We'll do TSLL, TSLQ.
Woo.
And you know what I mean? See if we can't, just in tomorrow, see if we can't pick up some of his habits and try to
Awesome.
help you out.
Yeah, that'll be amazing. Oh my gosh, so fun. Okay.
All right.
Yay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here, gang. It
Love
is
y'all.
just about that time. Love you too, baby girl. Thank you for being here. You,
Thank
Forrest,
you.
Coco,
Yeah, I
Callie.
love all you guys. This whole group's so awesome. Every day I keep saying that. Love
Yep,
it.
everybody down there in the chat, Bucko, James L, F2, all you guys down there. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. I'm gonna end it with Coach's rules as I normally do. I had to change my workout time to 6 in the evening, 6:30 in the evening. So I'm gonna go get my ass on the bike.
Good for you,
Good
Don.
for you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Uh,
Dude, I'm like almost 2 weeks into this fast and raw that I'm doing.
That's awesome.
I
Yeah.
Fast and raw.
One meal a day. I only eat once a day. Other than that, I'm drinking
Yeah,
water.
you know what? I've been doing 1 to 2, but but smaller meals too. So yeah, but yeah, good for you. Good for you.
So, all right,
All
y'all.
right, good night.
Y'all tomorrow.
All right, bye.
Mañana.
Bye.
Peace and blessings.
Love you
everybody.
guys.
Love you too, baby.
Please follow the rules. Nobody go rogue. Some of the rules that we have to and live and die by in here is do not lose more than 1 to 3% of your total account value in any given day. Make sure you have stop losses on each and every trade, regardless of shares and or options. Make sure you guys are practicing small base hits. Don't go for home runs. Allow the runners to run and stop out the losers. If you're a new trader, make sure you are paper trading using a simulated trading system such as Webull or some of the other ones that are out there. If you are an expert trader, please make sure you also are being careful the first 3 minutes and the last 8 to 9 minutes of the day. Those are the absolute most volatile times in the entire market. Also, if you're a newer trader, please don't trade in the first 30 minutes or the last hour of the day. Those are the most dangerous times.